Hey everybody, it's Amy Graham, the Badass Valkyrie, and I wanted to do a quick video for you guys to let you know how everything fared at DragonCon. I did not get as much filmed as I wanted there. My phone was acting up, and so we were having some issues. So, but I did end up actually taking my Hobonichi Cousin Avec and my Hobonichi Mega Weeks along with my pocket rings. So all three were at DragonCon with me. So what I wanted to do before I actually cleared out my rings and all of that for the coming weeks was to go through and show you how I used it all together, and just to kind of let you know how much planning and such that I could do when I'm at DragonCon, which is not a lot, I can guarantee you that. But Wednesday night, I flew out on the red eye and decided that these two, I was making sure I had everything I needed from these two, and in my backpack there was enough room to put them, and I just slipped them in. And it was not planned. I mean, literally up until the last minute, I was putting things in here and making sure everything was in here that would help me, and then I just decided to slip them in. So yeah, the best laid plans of mice and women. Anyway, so what I will do is I will show you how I used my pocket. This is a pocket rings from Mystic Little Gifts in the color Carbon, and it is fabulous. I have it, I still have it set up for the convention. I do have a whole planned setup for it for the month of September, October. I wanted to make sure I got this done before I did that setup. And as you can see on the Carbon, marks and such do rub out. It takes a little bit, but it's almost, it's not a suede, but it does have that suede-ish feeling to it. Now, the only thing that I don't like about this is the, how this is kind of bending in, and I think it's because I have these pockets at the back, and so when I do my next setup, I'm gonna actually take these out and put these in the middle. And so, because as you can kind of see how that kind of molds around that, and I would rather it have a solid look to it. So we'll just go through this. I got a whole one line into my little notebook here that I was going to just journal every day. It's just kind of the way it is, and I don't feel bad about it. I had a great time, and I got things done, and I did what I needed to do, so that will just stay in there. And the setup is the same. I've got my month here, and so this has got through August. And these are from Peanuts Planner Co. And these are the month at a glance for the year. And we are now in September. So, so this is the current month. And then we've got October, November, and December in here so far. For the weekly, I have... So these were the to-dos up until that, and trying to get everything done. This was the week of DragonCon. I flew out on Wednesday night, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I flew home on Monday the following week. So this was the week at a glance, and we are now on Wednesday night, the 5th. And again, this is just a reminder about everything that I have. And so this helps in conjunction with my Hobonichi Weeks and Hobonichi Cousin Avec. So, so there we are. And then I will pull this out, most of these out, and put in the next couple of weeks for September. But I wanted to show you guys where everything was. These are the dailies. These are the Monday and Tuesday leading up to Wednesday when I left. Here I was trying to go through and put in my meals, and obviously that did not work. These were actually from Yellow Paper House, and I cut them down to fit the pocket. There's actually, it goes down a little bit longer than this, but it's just more of the to-do list in the grid. So I just cut them down to fit, and they worked out fine. I got some daily journaling in. And this was my miracle morning, and I can tell you right now, most of my miracle mornings did not happen. So, but I normally don't, if I don't do it over the weekend or during a holiday, I don't feel bad. I don't really count it or discount it or anything. It's just my schedule was off, and I was in 2 hours ahead of my regular time zone. So I did what I could, and I prepped for it, but it's just, you just kind of get into it, and the day gets away from you, and you're surrounded by friends and everything, and I just didn't have time to journal. And that's okay. I am completely fine with that. So these are from the journal, from Hal Elrod's The Morning Miracle Journal. So these were questions for these particular days, and I'll go back and answer them, and some of them I still continue to do. This was Tuesday, this was today, and so I'll start pulling this out, and then I will add in the rest of the days for the rest of the month. And these are this is what my ideal week would look like. So everything from literally 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day is counted out. And so that is my ideal week. And my life is busy. And when I have an opportunity to do something completely different, I choose to do that. But these are just blank pages. And I did get some of the things filled in as far as what I was doing for the year. But again, this is just to keep up notes and all of that. Nothing tremendous. I am not planning in this. I am not doing anything. All of this is meant to just be a throwaway once I get it all done. So there's all of that. And so that's everything that I got in the pocket. Now the pocket went with me in my carry bag almost everywhere I went. But again, I was either fighting or on a panel or listening to other panels or walking around, having a great time with my friends. And so not a lot of it got tracked in my books. Now, this is my weeks. This is my self-care. And this is actually getting more of a workout now because September is self-care month. And on Sunday, I'm going to actually, hopefully, go through this a little bit more and show you what I'm doing for the rest of the month. But again, I only got in on Monday night at 11 o'clock that night. And so I have done my best to try to catch up. I'm fighting a cold. And so, you know, life happens. And the Hobonichi life, or techos, and all of the Hobonichi books are life books. And my life is reflected in these. So when I'm busy or I'm doing something else, I have no problem not having anything filled out. This was last week, and, you know, I got certain things done. This is this week. I will get more things done, but my best friend Kelly is coming into town. We have FanX on Friday. Then I've got a fighting event on Saturday. And then Sunday, the new moon starts, and I'll be doing my new intentions. I'll be releasing my podcast. So life happens, and I will do my best to keep it notated here. But again, if things get missed, things get missed. Sometimes I go back and I'm able to put things back in, but you know, I don't really worry about it, and I don't beat myself up over it if I don't get it all in there. I am happy with as much as I've gotten in here. So here's this week. And again, it's basically, the focus this week is rest and recovery, because I have learned if I don't let my body rest after an extreme week of traveling and having a cold and just pure exhaustion every night, then I cannot function. And so letting my body rest, letting my body recover. I'm not training at all this week. Well, on Sunday, I will go in and do my training, but it will still be a relaxed training. And then I will ramp back up on Monday of next week. I will also be focusing specifically on self-care next week. So this week will look very, very different than this week did. There'll be different things here, and it may actually change between now and Sunday. It'll just depend on how much time I've got. So that's how my week looks, or my weeks looks. And I don't use my month at a glance too often, only for certain things, like marking, you know, Kelly's in town here. Then I've got this. I'm going to Reno on the 21st through the 23rd with Kelly. Then I'm going to Boise on the 29th. So for our friend's birthday, his 50th birthday. So yeah, so things get tracked here as much as I can for self-care. So that's how I used my weeks. Again, not a whole lot, but there was some, and I was glad that I brought it with me. Now, here is my Hobonichi Cousin Avec. This is my, hopefully get the glare off of there. This is my trading card that was used at the convention, and I love it. It's awesome. And so you can kind of take a look at that. So we get one of these done every year, and I get 2 of them done, and then I actually use them as dashboards or shitajikis. So it will fit in there, and I'm wondering if this might actually give this a little bit more structure in the back. So it kind of does. So we may just put that in there for right now. So it kind of keeps that from buckling in. So, yeah. So there's that. Now, on the month at a glance, this is September. And I've just been writing my miles. Now, I will show you this. Here are as an average week, 10,000, 11,000, 14,000, 11,000. Sometimes I didn't quite reach 10,000 steps per day. Then, you know, 14,000, 9,000, 11,000, 14,000. Then we ramp up to 21,000, 19,000, 15,000, 16,000, 16,000. So you can tell that I was doing a whole lot more walking when I was at the convention, because the DragonCon is actually across 5 different hotels and several blocks of downtown Atlanta, and you are walking everywhere. So there you have it. So that's my month at a glance, and then we go into the weekly view. And oh, I think I passed that. There we go. So this is this week, and my week last week looks like this. So on Wednesday is when I flew out. I arrived at DragonCon. I used the weekly view. I had my panel schedule as much as I could put in. But again, I didn't get tremendously specific. I did try to note when I woke up and all of that. But some of the things in the evenings, because mostly it's walking around with friends, going out, drinking, partying, all of that. And it just kind of flows into the next day. But this is where I did a lot of my tracking. And then, as you can tell over here, I did not have any chores or anything like that. Whereas I do on these sides, I try to anyway, to keep track of household chores and things that I do. But this is this week. And again, it's still going to be light over here. But Kelly comes into town tomorrow, and I fill this out during the day. This usually just sits on my desk at work, and I do carry this with me, and I fill out the day as I go. These 2 days will be light, I'm sure, next week, and then I'll go back in on Sunday and fill it out, and put it in and fill out my water, my no spin days, all of that. So then, going forward, we go to the month or the daily view, and we crossed over. Let's see. So this is Tuesday. This is Wednesday. I flew out. This is Thursday. So I got quite a bit put in for Thursday, and then there's Friday, and so it's pretty much my normal entry for Friday. And then I added some things because I was gone. I couldn't get a lot of my measurements and things done on the date that I wanted it. So it's self-care September, and I'm kind of just taking a break from that. I'll get back into it because, as you can tell, I tend to put all my stats and all of that here, all of my goals, everything that I want to keep up on. Well, not in July because one book July, and that kind of screwed that up. But I decided that for September, that's it. This is how it's going to be. I'll fill in some things here as to how September ended. But my self-care September is focused on self-care every day, do an activity daily for self-care, read more for fun, and positivity daily. I'm going to release my podcast. I want to do 4 blogs. I want to increase my numbers on all my channels. I'm doing the giveaway on the 15th, which, by the way, if you have not, I will link down below where you go. You go to rebelathenas.com and send me a message, or just after about 20 to 30 seconds, you'll actually have a pop-up. You can put in your first name and last name and your email address. And that is strictly for me. I'm not giving it away. I'm not doing anything with it other than using it for the giveaway, which is a huge box. And I will link that up here for you so you can see what's in the box, because I did a whole video of what I'm putting in that box, along with some special things that I got maybe from DragonCon, maybe from other conventions. The winner will see, because I did want to have some surprises in it. And then so on the 15th it will end, and I think I actually take my shitajiki out of that, and I don't have it there. I've got it noted here. Yep, contest ends, and at 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, I will go live on Facebook, or either on Facebook or YouTube. I'm not sure. I'm going to try to do both, but most likely YouTube, to do the drawing, and I'll do a randomizer, but I'll put everybody's in there. I've got about 80 entries now, last that I checked yesterday evening, and so I will put everybody's name into a spreadsheet, enter that into the randomizer, and whoever wins, wins. So then this is Saturday the 1st, and this is the tournament day. So I was fighting literally all day. I was emceeing the tournament, and then I fought for the melees during that day, and so it was hell. I just tried to get through it. Again, I'm not even inputting, as you can tell, some of the days I'm not even inputting my task list or anything like that. This was Sunday, and I was trying to recover, and then Monday is when I flew home, and so I'm trying to put in a quote every day for self-care. Here it is. And respect people who tell me the truth, or I respect people who tell me the truth no matter how hard it is. Nobody's perfect, so give yourself credit for everything you're doing right, and be kind to yourself when you struggle. This is perfect for this week. If you get tired, learn to rest, not quit. Train your mind and heart to see the good in everything. There is always something to be thankful for. So, and then this was Tuesday, my first day back to work, and I was pretty much exhausted the whole day. I got home and pretty much ended up just going right to bed. So then this is today, and I haven't filled out my daily goal in my pocket. I just haven't transferred it over here yet. And then we'll go through the rest of the week, and there you have it. So that is how I used my journals during my week at DragonCon, my 5 days away. Now, this is the most that I do. I was frankly very impressed with myself that I got as much as I did done at DragonCon. Oh, one other thing that I was going to show you is in my weeks, I did actually track, I tracked what I was spending. And so I did each day. And so that next year for DragonCon, I can actually go through and kind of add up what I spent on food and all of that, just on general, etc. Not things that I purchased in the dealer's room or anything like that, but specifically food, drinks, all of that kind of thing, so that I can kind of budget for next year. But there you have it. These are what I used on my vacation, and it worked out really well. So it is not perfect, and that's okay. I was very happy that I did bring my Hobonichis with me. I was going back and forth trying to wrestle with the fact that I was just going to take this. And I had planned it and prepped it, so it would have worked just fine. And had I not had that extra room, I wouldn't have taken these two. But I did. And I thought, you know, I'm still going to try to use all of them. And I did. I used all of them in conjunction. So when it wasn't in here, it was in here. When it wasn't in here, it was in here. So all 5 days, I did track things. I did do my journal, all of that kind of thing. It's just, it wasn't in one specific place. So on Sunday, what I will do is I will go through all of this and transfer anything that's in here that's not in these two, so that then I can clear the pages out, throw those away, and put in new pages for the rest of the month. So that's how this pocket rings works for me, in conjunction with my two main planners. I did not take my bullet journal. I wish that I would have had room, but I didn't. And I thought I was doing pretty well to get these two. And so I'm finding that this is kind of taking the place of my bullet journal for right now, because I don't have a specific use for my bullet journal. I was doing like different tracking and stuff like that in my bullet journal, but it's come down to these two, and I'm happy with that. So again, I am a Hobonichi girl through and through, and I will never get rid of these two ever. So I am adding a Jabun Techo in A5 for my media tracker in 2019, but I am still getting the Hobonichi Cousin Avec for 2019. I am getting a Weeks Mega and a Weeks Regular. I'm getting the Boar's Piglets, as long as they're still available. And I'm getting the Mega Weeks in Banana Yellow. And those will be my main planners for the year. I also will be getting a Techo Avec in A6, and I will also be getting a English planner in A6. My English planner I use as my Miracle Morning tracker, and I enjoy that, but I don't put a lot in there outside of the Miracle Morning. So, yes, I do have multiple planners, and yes, I do use them, and I enjoy them, and I carry them all the way to DragonCon and back. So there you have how I used these all together, and I just kind of wanted to give you an update on everything since I wasn't able to film it when I was there. I did do a flip through of this one, and I posted a couple of videos, but honestly, it was just so overwhelming, and I was trying to make sure I had all my time frames, all my panels, everything, getting there on time, and trying to get a little bit of fun with my friends from out of state. So hopefully you all understand that, and there have been pictures and artwork and all of that. I'm very anxious. If you've been following my Instagram account, you've seen the A5 dashboard artwork that I picked up that I will be using in a A5 Traveler's Notebook when I get it. I'm not sure. I'm not using this cover, for the rest of, for 2019. I don't think I will be getting either a A5 Traveler's Notebook, or I will be getting the A5 Hobonichi cover from Chic Sparrow. But I'm not sure yet exactly what it is. I'm not sure if the A5 folio is even done yet. But as soon as that gets released and I am not crazily spending on a trip to Atlanta, I will pick that up. It'll be done before the end of the year, and then I will put in the new dashboards and all of that. So there you have it. My walkthrough of everything that I used at DragonCon, and hopefully you found it interesting. But I, again, am so happy I took these with me, and all three of these got used together, and they are still being used together. It is all working very, very well together. I love this system so far. This little thing has been a joy just to be able to pull in and out things that I need. And again, everything in here gets thrown away. I don't keep it. I do keep my yearly Hobonichis. So all of those, my January through June is already archived. And I will archive July through December once I finish that one. And then I will start a new year. So I hope all of you have had a great Labor Day, and as always, spend the rest of your life celebrating. And I will fill you in again on in a few days and talk more about the contest, which I will link below. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.